Hey guys, so I know I haven't done readings in absolutely ages, but now hopefully I'm going to get a bit of flow and get back on with it. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do what the Akashic Records wants to tell you about May. There's going to be 4 separate readings videos. So one is going to be just generally what the Akashic Records want to tell you. Then we'll have one to do with love in May, one to do with money in May, and one to do with purpose in May. When I'm saying purpose, I mean like life purpose, direction, goals, that kind of thing. So I'm going to try and break these readings down to be a lot shorter, but obviously see how we go because I just seem to get carried away. So anyway, this is the first one. We're going to do this one just in general, what do the Akashic Records want to tell you. So we're going to have 3 piles for each of these videos. So you obviously do the whole thing. Feeling into this is your answer in message number 1. This one is your answer in message number 2, this one, or is your answer in message 3, this one. Okay, so feel into that, and then we'll go straight into the first pile. So we'll go straight into this one. Hey guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 1 for what the Akashic Records just want to tell you in general about May. So also what I want to do is, because I want to make these readings a lot quicker, I'm not going to do any channeling. We're just going to go straight in with the cards. So quick short messages. So message number 1, what do the Akashic Records want to tell you about May? So the first words I'm really quickly hearing as I pull these out is sunshine and happiness. But pushing through, oh god, this sounds intense, the gates of despair. Now obviously I'm going to totally go into that so that we can see what that means. I'm hearing that there's been a few struggles that have been going off, and it's been pretty intense. I feel like it's been quite intense for quite a while. But also, interestingly, I'm not seeing any rainbows, I'm just seeing the sunshine. So it feels like things are going to flip for you guys pretty quickly in May. But let's see what's going on. So we have, first card up, we have 2 of Swords. So it's kind of like decisions, but using whatever's going on in May, you've got to absolutely use your logical mind as well as your intuitive mind. Don't rest on just one, you've got to use both. Then we have the 3 of Swords. So again, this is what makes me feel that thing that I was feeling from the very beginning about there's been some challenges going off that have been going off for quite a long time. And it feels like the grief of letting go of stuff. I think on the deepest level possible, it's letting go of some belief systems that have not been working for you. But I feel like you've had these beliefs for a really long time. And I feel like you have basically created a life around those beliefs. And it's now been that life that's kind of been... I'm seeing it like being eroded away. It's been slowly being crumbling away, parts of your life that have really not been basically where it is you want to go into your highest potential. And then we have here the 6 of Swords. So with the 6 of Swords, there's so many swords, 2 of Swords, 3 of Swords, 6 of Swords, all even numbers as well, which is interesting. And again, this does make me think about, although things have been difficult and there's been a lot of internal processing, loads of internal processing and integrating I'm getting with all of these swords. It does feel like actually it is, when you look back in the future, you will see that May has been a really pivotal month for you in order to basically integrate more harmony into your life. But it's coming through you sorting out your belief systems around certain things, or the way that you are choosing to make decisions. It's like something about that I feel is coming into balance. So I feel like for some of you, you're going to start to be able to come to your own conclusions about certain mindsets and ways of thinking that you need to work with in order for you to take appropriate action that's going to take you away from anything that's been that's been giving you sort of sleepless nights type of thing, and take you into a place of real clarity. But let's see what we have here. We have the Strength card. I love these cards, they're amazing. Okay, and let me just turn over this one as well. Oh wow, and we have the Justice card. So obviously 2 major arcanas. So these obviously do usually mean big pivotal moments in your life. And again, like the Strength, the Justice card, sorry, is very much a mind card, it reminds me of. I think it's ruled by Libra. And Libra, again, is about this card that is very mental stimulation, but likes balance and likes harmony, but can overthink and find it difficult to make decisions. And it does make me think that some of you are agonizing over a decision that you need to make. It feels like there's a choice that you need to make, and it's a big choice. I feel like it is quite a significant choice with these two major arcanas here. And with the Strength card, it's about you being able to... Let me get a clarifier for the Strength card, because I feel like it is actually really, really important. And I feel like we have to be pretty precise on this reading, because so many swords, this card, this card, this card, and this card. So let's just choose another. We'll go for slightly different cards. So let's just clarify the Strength cards. I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. What's this about? And then just one more. I love these cards. I got these recently and they're so pretty. Right, so let's see what's going on with the Strength card. Oh wow, so we have completion. So again, this is making me think about the fact that you are going to find a resolution to a problem that you've been trying to solve. I feel like it's a problem you've been trying to solve in your head. And again, the way to do this is categorically, you've got to find a new way of looking at the situation. You've totally got to find a new way of looking at the situation. And with the Justice card, for some reason, I'm also feeling that some sort of thing that happened to you in the past is going to be able to, if you can... It's something that you have quite a bit of resistance to that happens in the past, which is actually something that you actually need to bring forward into your future. But the reason why you can bring it back into your present and future now is because by the time you say yes to this, whatever it is, you will have a different way of thinking and doing things. And that different way of thinking and doing things means that this thing, whatever you were doing in the past, whatever it might have been, or whatever personal situation or scenario, is now able to return in a healthier way for you. Like it's going to be harmonious for you. And it's also going to bring you a lot of clarity. So I do feel like that. But again, because of the Strength card, it's going to be quite difficult for you to... go back into this situation or scenario in some way, because I feel like your mind, your ego mind, is going to have quite a lot of resistance because it feels like it's going to get hurt, or it feels like it's not going to get what it wants if it goes back into this situation or scenario or person or whatever it is. But actually, I'm seeing that it's almost like there's a whole new karmic balancing that's coming out. So a very different situation and scenario will occur. But you can only go back into this situation, person, scenario, whatever, once you've had this complete kind of like integration of whatever the belief system is around it. That's really, really key. And it's going to require you strength to keep pushing through it, but you cannot rush this. With this card, I just feel like you cannot rush this. And what's these two? Visibility and energy. Oh, wow. So instantly, both of these cards, with the colours particularly, they make me feel like there's going to be a tendency for you to feel like you need to rush. You need to rush to sort whatever this is out, to come to a conclusion about whatever this is. But I'm really hearing strongly that don't rush it. Let everything happen in its own time. And by the end of May, you will have the clarity that you need so that you can move forward. But you can move forward by going back into something from the past, which is kind of interesting. And what I'm hearing as a bigger thing as well is really a lot of this is all to do with, it's like what goes around comes around kind of energy with these two things. With completion and the Justice card with the karma, it's like what goes around comes around. And it's just really just you and your own mind that is going to be holding back on this process. So really, let's just get a little bit more about these, just very quick. Let me just see. Just get a little tiny bit more about this. So we'll just get a clarifier for each of those cards. So clarify this one, clarify this one, clarify this one. Right, let's have a look. So, okay, so the Two of Swords is clarified by the Five of Wands. So, this really is, this is definitely mental conflict. You know, it really is whatever has been going round and round in your head. And I do feel like it has been giving some sleepless nights. You know, there is... The reason why you keep getting it is because you're still not quite hearing what your consciousness and your soul is trying to tell you about this situation. It's kind of like there's a bit of this internal resistance. But at the same point, I do think it's just know that this is going to come to a conclusion by the end of May. 100% you're going to have that conclusion. Let's see what's clarified by this one. Oh, I like this. Okay, so Three of Swords with the Magician. Okay, now this is cool because this is telling me again, this grief or pain, and it does feel like grief or pain from the past in some way. This grief or pain from the past is... It's not that it's going to resolve itself, but it's that you're going to have complete power and ownership and authority over it. So it no longer is something that can give you these sleepless nights and resistance. And it's no longer going to give you this grief and heartache. Because I do feel like somehow you're going to find a way through. There's some clarity that's going to come to you by the end of May where you will get this resolution, this karmic resolution that you need so that you can move forward. Because again, with this visibility card, I'm very much seeing this visibility as a lot of energy and a lot of ability to move forward, because now you can see where you're going. I feel the beginning of May or the end of April, whatever it is, you've got this, you're not sure where to go, you're not sure how to move forward. But I do feel like there's going to be, again, this kind of complete full circle aspect by the end of the month. And it's going to give you a lot of energy and vitality, and you'll know how to move forward. And I'm really getting that as well with these two cards here. Now, what's this final one here? Oh, another major arcana. So we have the Six of Swords clarified by the Temperance. So with this, I really feel like... First thing I'm getting is it really is like the blending of your conscious and subconscious mind, that they're finally going to come to like an agreement, which I feel is going to be a massive relief for most of you, because this is it. It feels like your conscious and unconscious mind here at the Two of Swords is not in agreement. It's in conflict with each other. They can't agree. So it's like two split parts of you. And whenever there's split parts of you, it's so friggin' difficult to get some kind of like clarity and action that you can carry out that yields the result that you want. But I do definitely feel by the end of this month, the majority of you are going to be in this place where you're going to finally have this harmony between your conscious and subconscious thoughts. And again, that's going to give you completions of stuff, and you're going to know how to move forward instead of maybe being a bit stuck and kind of going like round and around in a circle. So that is kind of what I feel for you cards. Now I'm just going to pull a wild card. This one is just for you guys to have your own interpretation on it, so that you can make this reading your own and you can use your own intuition. So I'll just pull one out for you, and I'm not going to say anything. You can just read it. Cool, so that is your super quick, super, I don't know, just random general message from the Akashic Records about what you most need to know about May. So I hope to see you on the next couple of readings for the love reading, the money reading, and the purpose reading. Bye! Hi guys, so this is everybody that chose this stone, message number 2, for what the Akashic Records want to just tell you in general about May. So let's go straight in. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try and not really channel anything so that we can just make the reading a bit shorter and sharper. So let's just see. But I will just say random bits if they happen to come out. Now what I'm hearing is the words footfall for some reason, and I'm seeing footsteps that are kind of like walking past a busy high street. And it feels like lots of people are looking in at a shop window in some way. So obviously this is metaphorical, and we'll see what this means in a moment. But at the same time, I am seeing like footprints in like the sand, but I'm also seeing like footprints up a mountain. So don't know, it feels like this is a busy month for people that chose this pile. It feels like there's lots going on. I feel like there could also be quite a few distractions, and I feel like you have to be careful not to get pulled into whatever's going on in collective consciousness at that time. So you guys might be particularly sensitive to whatever is going on in the bigger picture in the world during May, or any big themes that are coming out in the media, or even in your own work environment or something like that, or even your own family environment. So it feels like with the footsteps in the sand, you've got to make sure that you only take advice from people that are not gurus, but people who have actually locked down what it is they're giving you advice on, so you know they're tried and tested. Then I'm also seeing with the mountain footprints, make sure you're on track with your purpose. So probably definitely look at the Akashic record reading for May for purpose. And then the shop windows with lots of front fall, I'm just hearing like, just be so mindful not to spread your energy in too many different places. And glamour, like try not to get seduced by glamour. What I mean by that is not necessarily glamour itself, but just like stuff that is enticing you to pull you off your own path or track in some way. So let's have a little look. So we have the pillar and the high sage. So I think this is actually the empress and the high priestess. So instantly with your reading, we start with like a massive amount of feminine energy. So there's a huge amount of receptivity. And I think this is also why you've got to be careful about so many different people whose ideas you follow, not to get pulled off track, because I feel like you guys are going to be incredibly open to stuff in May. It almost feels like you guys will have had a softening. Something's really opened up your heart or your mind or something like that in April. So it's put you in a highly receptive state. But being in a highly receptive state is amazing, but you just need to use discernment for what you're allowing yourself to absorb, if that makes sense. And then we have here the Two of Pentacles and the World. I feel with this, again, I don't know why, but I'm feeling this thing about distraction. I don't know why distraction feels like such an important thing for you guys to be aware of in May. I'm going to clarify those in a bit. Oh, wow. Then we've got the Temperance and the Star. So with this, so there's definitely a lot of, again, I feel like you guys, something really sort of heals you mentally, emotionally, in your heart space, in your mind, whatever it is during April. And in May, you're still going to be, I feel like you're going to be enjoying whatever is the rewards and the results of whatever it is that you have healed, or whatever it is you have come to a resolution to in April. Because again, the Star is like a very healing card, and the Temperance again feels like very harmonious and a lot of balance. But two major arcanas together feels like it's a really big frigging deal. So again, interestingly, now I'm seeing these two cards slightly different. It's almost like whatever has been happening in the past, if there's been quite a lot of chaos or uncertainty, I feel like you're coming into a whole new pattern to do with something, like a completely new way of doing something, whether it's a new job, a new relationship status, one way or the other, if it's a new business, if it's just how you feel about yourself. Something about this feels like there's a whole new, I don't know, there's like a whole new huge amount of energy coming in for you in May, which is incredibly feminine, receptive, creative, nurturing, soft, wise, calm. It feels quite calm. It feels like if things have been chaotic in the past, it does feel like there's definitely a conclusion to that within May. And as a result of that, there's all this amazing, I don't even know if it's opportunities, but it's definitely the beginning of a new way of being within yourself and within your life and within your own psychology, which feels super, super positive and nurturing. Let's just get a couple more. Although I feel like that's literally the main message for you guys, but let's just pull a couple just because I love it. Let's see. Anything else, just in general, to tell message number 2? Ooh, it doesn't want to come out. That one. Okay, so we have the desert. Such a pretty picture though. So we have the desert. We have law of attraction. I love these cards. I feel like the artwork's so cool and abstract. And we have growth and support. I love these ones as well, they're so cool. Okay, so what I'm also getting is, just with a little bit more clarity, is you have had a clearing out. There's been a clearing out over the past couple of months, I feel. And it's many different things for all of you, because there's many of you watching it. So it's like a clearing out of something that has been giving you quite a lot of either chaos or uncertainty, or maybe it's just something that you didn't ever think you could be like this, and maybe you were trying to be like it, and you've worked so hard to try and create a new you in whatever area of your life it is, and it has required a lot of time to reflect and think and integrate, and just really, I'm hearing, get all your ducks in a row. And I'm hearing that really now all your ducks are in a row for May, and you're able to move forward quite rapidly, to be honest, because with the law of attraction and growth and support, I think there's a really good opportunity for you guys to be like manifesting, or I don't want to say manifesting, because I think that word gets touted out loads, but basically there's just a lot of energy for you to now nurture and grow and create what it is that you really want. But because of that, there also is you will have quite a lot of responsibility, because when you get that sort of energy and opportunity where you can really start to maybe create something that means a lot to you, you have to, I feel like with the High Priestess card and the Empress card, you've got to make sure that you're in alignment with your own integrity. And I'm also hearing that you're just really listening to the nudges from your soul. So, you know, if you get the nudges from your soul that you really just need to do something, I do feel like it's really important to give that some real headspace and like physical space, and follow it through with actions. And I am also hearing that this energy is, for some of you, it will be here for a short period of time, and for some of you it will be here for a longer period of time. Now I know that's really general. That's like one of those psychic readings where you just cover every single possibility. But what I suppose I'm trying to say to you is just be mindful, because for some of you this energy will move pretty quickly, so you need to make sure you grab hold of it. And for others of you, you need to make sure that you're pacing yourself, otherwise you'll wear yourself out. I suppose that's the more specific message that is trying to come through. But anyway, the very last thing that I'm going to now do is I'm just going to pull a wild card for you guys to just interpret yourself, so you can make this reading a bit more relevant just to you, and you can tap into your own intuition, because I feel like that's always key. So here's your message. Cool, so if you just needed to read that a bit more, then obviously you can pause the video. But I hope that was useful, and remember to check out your reading for love for May, money for May, and purpose for May. Speak to you soon. Bye. Hi guys, so this is for everybody that chose message number 3 for what the Akashic Records want to tell you just in general about May. So we're going to go straight in. I'm going to try not to channel too much so that we can just get the messages a bit quicker, but obviously I will say stuff if it comes up and it's relevant. Okay, so the words that I'm actually hearing is heat and sweat, and I am actually hearing the words pain and tears. But I'm also being reassured that this isn't about something where there's some tragedy or something hard coming. It's more like, whoa, they came out quick. It's more like, basically I'm seeing visions of people at the gym and working super, super hard. That sort of like sweat, that sort of pain, that sort of thing, where it's kind of like it's just pushing you to your limits, but at the same time it's giving you a high. So it's that kind of energy that I'm feeling. And it does feel pretty like, feels quite amped up, and it feels like I don't know, like it's like training. I'm training for something. I'm really pushing through stuff, but enjoying pushing through stuff, and then enjoying the sweat and just enjoying, like, I don't know, just working out super hard to some music that you totally love so that you get a high. That's the kind of things that I'm getting with this. But let's see. Oh, nice. And then the first card that we get is the Nine of Cups. So obviously, if you guys know tarot, you know the Nine of Cups is always one of these wish fulfillment, but I also feel like emotional fulfillment type of thing. And also like emotional ecstasy, which kind of reminds me of what I was feeling with the gym workout type of thing with music. Oh, nice. And then we have the Ten of Pentacles. So another amazing card. So about, like, it can be material success, but I'm also reading it as emotional fulfillment and physical stability. That sort of energy is kind of coming through. Let's see here. Two of Wands. So that feels on this one like, watch out for some opportunities coming through in May, but particularly on a deeper level, like it's opportunities which is going to expand how you see yourself in the world. That's it, exactly. Look out for opportunities that are going to expand how you see yourself in the world. So it can be opportunities that are going to change your status quo or your status in some way. For the better, I'm hearing, by the way. And then we have Nine of Wands. So with this, I'm just hearing instantly, because I feel like a lot of things are going to be pretty good for you guys that chose this pile in May. There's a lot of emotional fulfillment and happiness and a lot of physical stability and growth and even like abundance. Quite a lot of physical abundance is coming in. I do feel like these come in through new opportunities, but it does mean that you have to allow yourself to become someone new in the world. So again, this reminds me of, like with this card and this card, it almost reminds me of relationship status changes. So if you've not been in a relationship for a while, you get into a relationship, or if you've been in a relationship that hasn't been happy for a while, you get out of that relationship. Either way, you become single or you become a couple, but this becomes a super emotionally fulfilling process. But again, it does mean that you have to step almost into the unknown slightly, depending on which scenario you're coming from. And again, this one also feels like a change in a job opportunity, a change in a money situation, even a changing living situation, because obviously there's going to be many of you watching this, so you're all going to have slightly different scenarios, but it feels like that's coming through. And again, I just feel like because it's going to involve quite a big change or shift in how you show up in the world, there will just be a little bit of internal resistance. So there's going to be that little like vulnerable inner child part of you that's just a bit like, oh, I really want it, but I'm scared to have it, kind of thing. So it reminds me of, you know, when you see little kids and they play with Jack-in-the-Boxes and they're like dead excited for the Jack-in-the-Box to pop out, but at the same time when it pops out, sometimes it can scare them and they can start crying. It kind of slightly reminds me of that kind of thing. So I feel as well like there might be quite a lot of suspense for you guys in this pile. Like you have been waiting for something to come through, and in May it does feel like these opportunities are there to come through, but you have to also be open to receive them in some way. And I do just feel like, you know what, just trust it. I know it's easy for me to say it, but you know what, just go for it is what I'm hearing. Just go for it, particularly if it's something that you've been working towards for a long period of time. I feel like there's been a lot of planning, or there've been lots of actions that you guys have taken in the past which actually put you into a situation and scenario, or even an emotional space or a psychological space, which can allow this emotional fulfillment and this physical abundance to come in. So I suppose the big message here is just know that you're ready, and just watch out for any force fields, unconscious force fields that you may have around you that might just slightly resist whatever is these opportunities coming in. So no friggin' way. Friggin' cannot believe this. Basically this is, these two cards exactly just came out in pile number 2. So I don't know if there might be also something relevant for you guys in that message. But this is the Empress and the High Priestess. So again, this is like talking about you being receptive. Make sure that you are receptive to whatever is going on. And I suppose this really does back up on this message, because I do definitely feel like there's a very specific opportunities that are coming through. but you may have this tendency to be a little bit defensive to do with it, because it's going to mean that you change how you show up in the world and how you basically show up even to yourself. But I'm hearing that you're going to love it. If you do it, you're going to friggin' love the outcome. It's like what I'm seeing is it's going to, and I'm just going to bring in a bit of astrology here. It's like it's going to tap into the area of your birth chart that you haven't really been able to work with as yet. But you've kind of got loads of like gifts and strengths and like almost special abilities within that area, but because you've not been able to tap into it properly, you've never really uncovered them. But in May, you're really going to start to uncover them, and I feel like some of you will have been starting to uncover them anyway, slowly during the first half of this year. But it's almost like it's going to come through to a bit more of a fruition, or a kind of real kind of stability within whatever area of your life this is now. And it just feels like it's going to be awesome. But I do also want to say, I feel like you guys have worked so friggin' hard for whatever this is. Like, you know, going back to that vision of the gym and the workout, I generally feel like you guys have been working really, really hard to do with whatever this is. And you deserve it, and you should enjoy it. And like, just go with it and trust it. Don't sabotage it. Don't start to think, oh, something might go wrong, or this is too good to be true. Just enjoy it. Be like a kid at a theme park who just sits on that ride, whacks on that seatbelt, and doesn't even think about the consequences of if the seatbelt doesn't work, because all that kid knows is, I'm going to have an amazing time and I'm loving it already. I feel like that is very much the energy for you guys to play with in May. Now I'm just going to get a couple more oracle. This is such a nice reading. I'd like to pick this number. It's a good one. Right, let's just one more. Okay, so oh nice. We have the Law of Grace. That's cool. So again, that just feels like an amazing, again, kind of quite soft feminine energy coming in. But Law of Grace, it feels like just like the Midas touch. It feels like the Midas touch. Like stuff is just going to be working out for you guys in May. But again, you have worked hard for it. So, and then we've got Inner Core. Oh, I love this picture. It's so cool. Again, this is the thing. I do think you've worked so hard for whatever it is. And like with this dove kind of breaking out of this person's mind, it does feel like you've had to really change some, I want to say some highly like significant beliefs. And if on a psychic level, I have to say these feel like beliefs that are way bigger than just you. They feel like for some of you they're ancestral beliefs, for some of you they're past life beliefs, but they really have locked you in for a long period of time. And again, this goes back to what I was saying about the birth chart. It feels like you're going to start to access a part of your birth chart that you've never really been able to, but it holds so many, like, it just holds so many gifts and special things and parts of you that you have never actually been able to almost like dance with yet. But as soon as that beat comes on, it's almost like you're going to intuitively understand it on every level. And it's like you naturally know every single dance step to that dance, because it's like a really significant part of you, but it's a part of you that's kind of been hidden away, and now it's coming out to play, and it's going to be awesome. Oh, here we go. We get this message again though. Resistance. So again, what I was saying with this card, and I think the fact that it's come out twice means the Akashic Records are like, look guys, you got to really remember, like, enjoy it, don't resist it, believe in it, like trust it, like flow with it, like dance with it, like this is all working out great for you. So don't allow any sort of belief or action to come in that will sabotage it in any way. Just enjoy it, because you have worked so hard for it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull out one quick card as a wild card, just for you guys to interpret yourself, so you can make this reading a bit more of your own and put your own spin on it. Plus also, you know, I truly believe we're all psychic, and it's just a muscle for you to keep working with. So let's see what you get. Here we go. So obviously if you need to, just pause the video so you can look at that for longer. But that is your reading, your general reading for May from the Akashic Records. Love reading for you. Thank you so much. Please check out your love, money and purpose reading for May too. Speak to you soon. Oh, and just have an amazing time. Remember, this is like theme park ride time. Just put the seatbelt on and enjoy it. Everything's going to be amazing. But the seatbelt, I'm hearing, is the work that you've already put in. So technically you don't have to do anything, but just enjoy it. So speak to you soon. Bye.